Alright guys, I am back with another share. This one is going to be a coffin box, and it is going to have an Edgar Allan Poe theme. Now what I like about these little wood boxes is they are wood, they are from Michaels, and they are the ones that come with the hinges so you can open them and store things inside. Now for this one, since I'm painting it and working on it, I went ahead and I took off all the hardware so I can put it back on later. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing I need to do is I need to paint this up all black. So I'm going to do black, black, and then try to do some burgundy around the edges. So while I do that, I will go ahead and I will speed up the video, and I will see you when all the painting is done. Alright guys, I know that was a lot of painting. I cropped out some parts to kind of speed it up for you. So basically what I did on the exterior, I did one coat of black matte finish acrylic. On the interior, I just did around the insides with the pomegranate seed dilutions paint, 2 coats of that. The reason I didn't bother to do it all the way into the center is I am going to have paper in there later on, so that will be covered. So next up, we've got the insides, we've got the outside. Now I want to do some sort of a cool effect to the top of this. So I think what I'm going to be playing with again is my Distress Resist spray, because I want to end up bringing this burgundy out onto the top. And to do that, I am going to once again use my Gothic stencil, and I need to just go grab some water and I'll be right back. Okay, I forgot to grab some water to throw this in after I used the spray on it. So I'm going to get my box for the Distress Resist spray. Here we go. You can see my box is well loved. I'm going to put the cover down here. I'm going to get this on top of it. And I'm going to get my spray. And if you haven't used the Distress Resist spray before, what it is it's a spray that goes on sticky and milky, dries clear, and if you get it on anything, it won't come off. So it's important if you're going to be using it to use it in a box. And I'm just going to do a little test. This one is not working right. I'm going to grab my backup and then just kind of hold it up high and do a general spray. You don't need a lot, a little is fine. I'm going to let that dry a second. I'm going to get my stencil immediately into some water. And you'll see when you put it in the water, like this white milk will go everywhere, and you guys can already see that awesome gothic pattern on the top. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to clean off the nozzle. And now I'm going to let that lid dry well. And you can already see the parts that are drying are losing that milkiness. So this part's still tacky and the rest is not. So what'll be cool is I'm going to use the burgundy over the top, and anywhere that Distress Resist is will stay black and the rest will go burgundy. So I'm going to set that aside to dry. So I have part of the quote from the Raven from an old Edgar Allan Poe book, and then I have this for under the top lid. And so for this one, what I want to do is I have this stamp, and it's an Edgar Allan Poe stamp. So I want to go ahead and I want to try to get some of that onto here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this inked up with my archival ink. This is my newer one. Get this out of the way. There we go. And now I'm going to turn it over. And we'll see what I get. It'll probably end up being crooked, knowing me. But you kind of get the wisp of the Raven and a little bit of the text. So that's cool for the lid interior. And now I want to go ahead and just edge it. And I'm going to use my trusty black soot. Actually, you know what? I'm going to edge it with my aged mahogany so that when it sits in the lid, which is drying, it'll blend into it. So I'm going to grab this and just, you guys can see that? And this just runs over it very, very smoothly. If I want the edges to be a little more intense, I just hit the edges a little more. Just like that. Here you have your hint of the Raven. And now we're going to go over and we are going to work on the other piece. This will also be on the inside, but on the bottom part. And I want to do a little bit of splatter on this one. Actually, I think I may try to do a little bit of a shimmer technique. There we go. Gotta love that aged mahogany. It's beautiful. Okay. And what I want to do, while I'm thinking of it, is I have some Raven stencils, but they are all a bit too big. But I thought it might be cool if I could find one that would at least give me a little bit of a cool effect. I could outline with my Versamark pen and then maybe try to do a little bit of embossing. So I think I'm down to these two. I'll put them on the white so you can see. So there's one, or this one with the mouth open. And I think the one with the mouth open is the one I'm going to go with. And I'm going to lay it down like that. And I'm going to take my Versa marker and I'm actually going to go with my thicker one to make sure I get some good embossing on there. And I'm just going to try to lightly outline it. Now I'm afraid that the claws may come out a little thick, but we'll have the hint of the raven on here. And now I have not embossed on paper like this before, so we will see how this goes. So quickly, I want to go ahead and get some, I'm going to just use my Distress powder. This isn't shimmery, but it'll give a cool effect still. This is the Distress Embossing Powder in Black Soot. And there we have just that faint outline of the raven. I'm going to get out my embossing. I could have put a little bit more on the bottom there. Let me just try one more hit of this on here. See if they'll pick up a little bit more to get those legs. Nope. Let me get my pen back out real quick. See if I can kind of re-wet it. I think what happened is the paper absorbed all the embossing powder, the embossing ink. There we go. Kind of looks like a chicken leg now, but it'll work. Okay. So let's see how this goes. And there we have just a nice faint hint of the raven. I think what I want to do is take just a little bit of the black soot and one of my brushes and see if I can just, I'm going to wet my brush just a little bit. See if I can just go in and do a little bit, and I may have just messed it up. There, I just want the hint of the raven. I'm going to grab that aged mahogany one more time because it's gone a little pink. And I have to be gentle because this paper is book paper, so it's very delicate. It's not like working on like a thicker scrapbook paper or anything. So there is our raven for the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and get a few strips of my double-sided tape in there to hold that down. I don't want to use the Mod Podge on this part because I'm afraid it's too gentle, delicate, the paper, and that it'll really warp if I go in here and start using the Mod Podge. I'm going to put a piece across here. There we go, I've got a few pieces going now. Oop. Well, one thing about working in these is you really learn to work with new mediums, trying to squeeze your fingers into these little boxes. All right. Now let me get this down in here how I want it. And then let's just press it down and get that in the bottom there. Beautiful. I love that. It's just a tiny bit loose. But there, check that out. Now, let's get back to the top of the box here. It is now dry, and look at that beautiful shimmery gauze damask on there. I'm almost tempted to just kind of leave it as it is. I kind of like that hint, that subtle hint of the damask on there, of the gothicness. I think I am. I think I'm going to leave it alone, and I'm going to work on the inside here. And we have our other piece that's been completed, so I need to go ahead and get some tape down in there as well. So I'm gonna... There we go. Got that. And now we can put this beautiful piece in here. And just stick that down just like that. And you have the two different ravens inside and all the burgundy. And I need to just do a little touch up along the black on here. And then with your top, you have that shimmering damask finish. Now I want to go ahead and get our Poe on here. So for Poe, I'm going to glue him, and then I have to hot glue the metal down. So first I'm going to get just some light glue around the edge here to get my painting down. And this picture came from the Tim Holtz Idea-ology Halloween ephemera set. So we'll get our Poe all set. And then, actually, I think what I'm going to do, once this is all set, is I'm going to take some of the double-sided tape to hold that down. I want to run a piece from here to here. That's sticking to my fingers. Like that. I'm going to put another piece right here because you won't really see it through. And just to be safe, I'm going to put 2 small dollops of the glue pen as well. Just gonna put some of that on here as well. Okay. Now, moment of truth. And he's holding. Look at that. And that's holding well. It's only a little wiggle. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, so here you go. You have the cover with that damask. You open it and you have your ravens inside. So a little bit of prep work, just a fun new way to use materials you may already have. These boxes, you know, they go on sale at the end of the holiday season at Michael's. You can grab some, get them ready for next year. They're great for little party favors, little treats. They can be used for jewelry boxes for people who love Edgar Allan Poe. It's just another fun little way to use craft projects that you might not have thought of. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you some inspiration. I'm excited to see what projects you guys come up with this Halloween season. So if you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and you will stay up to date on all my latest releases. And hey guys, I know I had closing comments, but I just wanted to hop back on and show you what it looked like once I got the hardware back on. Because the hardware had been silver, it actually matches really, really well and looks cool with the box. So then it opens, and you have a little jewelry box with a fun Halloween theme. And I forgot to mention that this will be listed in my Etsy shop for sale. First come, first serve, one of a kind, custom piece. So thanks again for watching, guys, and for the likes and the thumbs ups and the subscribing, and happy Halloween.